All right. The day my life changed, my dad changed my life. I was about 13 years of age. And imagine, bit of a backstory, right? We're out kind of in the bush. My old man had 40 acres, and about, I don't know, probably 15 kilometres away there was a football club. You know, it was a rural area. And I heard about these football, you know, it was Australian rules, Aussie rules, and AFL, and yeah, I thought, whoa, I went to training, and as it turned out, I was 13, there was actually no under 13s that year. Okay, there wasn't enough kids, you know, and so they said, oh, well, you guys, you just play under 16s, play with the older kids. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's what everyone else was doing, you know. But I remember it was cold, it was always wet, and of course I had no skill. It was the first, I maybe, you know, kicked the footy bit with my dad, but I didn't really, I don't know, I just didn't do it, you know. I was riding horses and whatever. But I remember anyway, week after week after week getting beaten. All right, we're getting beaten, and I was getting thrown around. I didn't have any skill. They put me in the back line. I suppose I was just tough. I just run at them with no skill, you know. But what happened was that we had this football coach, and it was his first year coaching, and he wasn't the best speaker. Champion bloke, but just wasn't the best speaker, you know, as far as his communicating, and a bit rough around the edges. And so what started happening was, my dad, when we're getting beaten at half time, at quarter time, my dad, the coach would say a minimum, and my dad just would step up and just start to speak and just start to validate players and start to tell small stories about being strong, about, you know, demonstrating courage, and he would point people out, you know, in the team, and he really lifted the spirit of the team. And we go back out and we get beaten again, but from my dad telling those stories, and really what it did, it actually impacted my life, and I didn't realise how much it did till I started to look back, and I remember that was the time where I really realised I want to be like my dad. I want to be a great storyteller. I want to encourage people. I want to raise the dead in men. I want to lift men's spirits. That's what I want to do. I want to tell stories about courage, about boldness. That's what I want to do. And I've never forgotten. It was great years and years later to be able to go back and tell my dad that he actually impacted my life in such a positive way. It's what I've wanted to do with my whole life. So fathers, and even I'm sure there's men out there that are playing a father role with other men and other children. Man, we can do great things today. We can tell great stories of courage, of boldness to people around us. So, man, and to be honest, I'm actually here today telling you this story in front of my children. My young bloke's up there watching this story. I said, son, you got to come today and listen to this, because the strength that is in my father was in me. The strength that is in me is in my sons and my daughters. And I guarantee if you can tell stories about you overcoming things, and hey, it may not have, you might be like me when I was a young bloke getting beaten each week. Man, it's not about winning, it's about being your best and developing character. And really we need stories. That's for the last couple of 1,000 years, that is actually how we build culture. That is actually how we build men, is by telling stories about overcoming things. Hey, leave me a comment, give me some feedback, tell me something amazing that you're going to do today in the people around you.